Welcome to this video where we're talking about if you are missing out 75x on space because Wall Street is absolutely, not really valuing space slash Virgin Galactic right. Now we will talk about all of that. Make sure to smash that like button. Let's get to 500 likes. And also subscribe because I'm vlogging every single day, and if you don't want to miss any opportunities out there, then I would advise to do this very for free step. Okay, now listen to that. When I invested in Tesla, I was quite on the perfect timing. Okay, not just before the breakout, because when I invested the stock went down like minus 65%, but I was not too much early, and I had the time to buy for cheap before it went up. And this is how I actually reached financial freedom, and you can too. And I think the next big thing is actually space. Yes, there might be even 100 other stocks, but I don't know any other stock that has the potential over the next, let's say, 2 years, so just 24 months, to, let's say, easily go to $100. Okay, I know I was with my predictions sometimes not right in timing, but I was right in the end of the day. Okay, so let's have a look what actually the Wall Street is saying, because today there was an upgrade by Jefferies, which is a big investment house, and they wrote actually the following. Okay, they said Jefferies launches coverage on Virgin Galactic space with a buy rating as it backs the long-term space demand story. Analyst Greg Conrad and team think the attractive long-term setup for space is boosted by supplies ramping, with additional spaceships driving capacity to 660 flights per year by 2030. The total addressable market for Virgin Galactic is seen being as high as $120 billion of strong demand, and Jefferies forecast a revenue for space of 1.7 billion by 2030. Now you are thinking, well, first of all, it's far away. It's like about 8 years. Second, $1.7 billion revenue is not that much, right? I just want to remind you that Airbnb, with about a revenue of $3 billion, is worth or was worth more than $100 billion, guys, okay? So that means that with such a revenue of 1.7, I think they could reach maybe somewhere around 80 or even $100 in market cap, which means that would be alone we are around like $7 billion, okay, divided, because I want to make it real proper. So $100 billion market cap divided by 7, that's like a 14x just in the next 10 years or 8 years, okay? It can be quite sooner, it can be a little bit later, but where you get this kind of returns. And I think this is well understated, okay? Let's have a look what they also write. The firm assigns a price target of $33, which is approximately, from the last closing price around 32% more than it is currently, and the shares of space are actually up in the pre-market. Actually, they are way up now when the market already opened. Now, with all of that said, you said like, okay, let's not listen to this guy who was right on Tesla and so far pretty good on space, because if you're looking into the company, just from the IPO till now, we have a 1.5x. And if you consider that the highest point was at around $60, then you had already a potential of 6x, okay? So you basically, if you start from the beginning or started with me, you wouldn't lose money at all, okay? But anyway, let's put all of this to the side. If you don't want to listen to me, you for sure would listen to a billionaire, right? Well, let me introduce you to Shamas Palihapitiya. So Shamas Palihapitiya, as you know, is a billionaire, is an ex-executive of Facebook, made a lot of money, was early on Bitcoin, Tesla, and on the SPAC industry, and he is the assigned SPAC king, and he is very, very wealthy, very, very intelligent, and in my personal opinion, the next big investment guy, and I think he can become one of the richest person on earth, and he also, or Mars, and also he is, let's say, in the main street known as the potential next Warren Buffett. But listen to him, what he said. This is an interview that was somewhere in around 2019, before the health crisis. So listen what he has to say between the correlation between Tesla and space.
Can I take a step back and actually just give you the setup? So, sure. And I think the setup it doesn't just apply to Virgin, but it also applies to Tesla. And those two things are actually the most similar stories. And the setup goes along the following lines. First, let's look at the fixed income markets. For the last 10 years, everything that has looked like a nail has been dealt with the following hammer, which is print money, cut rates. You know, the Patriots win the Super Bowl, print money, cut rates. Trump tweets, print money, cut rates. Coronavirus, print money, cut rates. And while that's happened, rates have gone to zero, and there's trillions of excess capacity just sloshing around in the fixed income side. Then on the equity side, the number of companies you can invest in has shrank by a third. There's really no growth outside of multiple expansion, and there's no growth outside of buybacks. So everybody crowds into the 5 technology companies, right? The FANG stocks, which represent 20% of the market cap of the S&P. So when you put those two things together, there's a setup where there's no real growth, there's no unique stories, and there's nothing that can give you long-term outlook. So then when a company comes along that has a unique narrative and is trying to do something that is differentiated, high margin, and could theoretically grow for 10 years where there's an enormous amount of consumer demand.
If this is not enough, there's another snippet where he's making it again much more clear what he believes, what is the correlation between Tesla and space. Have a look.
We put $800 million into the business, I mean, between secondary and primary. So, you know, there aren't a lot of people that are walking around with $800 million burning a hole in their pocket. So we found a fair valuation for him and for me. I think the other thing, though, Becky, that happened is when you take these things that I just talked about, you know, the dearth of opportunities and the fact that there's so much money on the sidelines, and then apply it to a unique story, I think what happened in the fall was people finally woke up to Tesla, and then people started to say, what else looks very similar to this? I mean, you have to remember, people missed out on a 75x on Tesla over the last decade. I didn't. I was a proponent of the Tesla converts. I've been shredded on Twitter for years and years being a supporter of Elon and that company. We turned out to be right. The shorts turned out to be wrong. And I feel just as emotionally invested and intellectually invested in Virgin.
So in the end of the day, is 75x possible with space? Absolute freaking lootly, okay? And I believe that we are a little bit early, right? But therefore had the chance already of the first 6x. And I think that, you know, just think logical. If the company's growth continue, which it will, right? With, you know, just the management style that they have, the people that are behind it, the media and so on. You know, now currently there's news that the CEO is in Italy preparing already for big news with the Italian Air Force. So you can see here that, you know, things are moving around. Even when you are sitting at home and eating chips, the company is doing further advantages. Okay, so you have to understand this if you invest in space. Yes, we are a little bit early, but the potential reward for that was shown to us many, many times in the last couple of months. So what's next? I building up a huge position in this company, okay? Every month I'm trying to gather a little bit more money, putting it into the stock, okay? So I'm happy when even the stock will go even further lower because I can reduce my average price. And I think that this is the only way to succeed on the stock market. Just find great companies, and it just have to be a few. You could be right on Tesla, right? You could be right on Apple. You could be right on Amazon, on Google, and you would never have to work another day in your whole life. Is this what you like? Travel the world, enjoy your freedom, time, you know, money doesn't make you happy, but what you can do with the money. You know, you can help, you can do charity, you can travel the world, you can help your family, you can help yourself, you can have the most time you ever had in your life. And this is what I'm super grateful. Believe me, it's the best time of my life that I'm in a such young state of my life can enjoy all of that. This is, you know, I'm so glad and I'm so thankful at everything what happened. Okay, yes, of course there was a little bit luck, but it was also mindset and logical understanding of companies, focusing on 1, 2, 3 potential candidates, understand the concept behind it, why it could work. And I believe with very high conviction, the biggest conviction that I had since Tesla, that this stock will continue to rise. It has a huge potential. It doesn't mean that, you know, it has to succeed, but the probability, in my personal opinion, is a very big one. And the only thing that I can say to you, you know, because people say, okay, you know, they will not be successful. Well, until now they were. Plus, also you need to understand, you need to follow the company over many years to understand, okay, what they are doing. Do they do the right steps? If they're doing the wrong steps, you can sell at any point of time. Okay? It's not like you have to know what they do minute by minute. Developments and companies take months, years, decades, guys, okay? It took Apple 20 years to come from a computer company to a music company to a phone company, okay? It's not overnight, guys. It takes some time. People thought when they introduced the iPhone that this is the end of the company. Well, it was just the new beginning, okay? So watch this space, guys. Watch space. And I think that this is an exciting time. Investing is exciting, guys. You see the newest trends, you see the newest products, you know what the companies are working about. All the political, demographic, and other news are impacting how companies work, how the economy work. This is what I love. This is my whole passion that I'm sharing here with you on every single day basis. So if you like that, if you love that, make sure to smash the subscribe button, ring the bell, and also like this freaking video, because you know, you see how much energy and time goes in all of that just for you to be entertained as well as informed. And in the end of the day, it's obviously never financial advice. There is the ambulance that is coming now for those short sellers that are getting burned today. And with that said, have a nice day.